Was there a moment during that time when you decided, I'm going to do something about this, or I'm going to make my voice heard? Or was there something you said to yourself? Like, how did you start? And I think it was TikTok that you started on, right? Like, how did you, and that you're still on, how did you decide that that was something that you were going to do?
I need to go back into my journals and find the specific passage that I wrote, but I remember it to this day. It was the day before Black History Month, and
Mm,
I had just had a pretty rough history class, hearing things that students said that were pretty tough to hear. And it puts a kind of, I wrote, it puts a fire in your chest. Um, it puts this kind of feeling that makes you feel like you want to pour out with everything you have to say, but you don't know where to put it. So it just keeps the fire just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, is how I described it in my journal. And by that time on TikTok, I had just reached 100,000 followers, which it was a big accomplishment. And so I had to ask myself. I said, okay, I have a platform now. I'm very young, and I have this huge platform, and I also have this thing that I care so much about. Am I going to continue to go into this classroom and keep my mouth closed the entire time and just endure until it's over and I can go back to somewhere more comfortable? Or I can do the thing that my parents have been teaching me all my life and also possibly give back to these students that is no fault of their own that they have these gaps in education because of the schooling they've been through, and do it in a way where it's joyful and shows us the side of history that I love. And so I remember being on my bedroom floor, picking up my phone and learning about Percy Julian, who's an important Black chemist, and creating a 15-second video on him and calling it Fast Black History. Now, but at that moment, I didn't know it was going to be a series yet. But I thought, okay, if I can pick somebody that might open somebody's mind to different occupations that Black people can have and how they've contributed to things that we use today, that would be amazing. And I posted it and it went completely viral. And it was at that moment when I was like, this has to continue. I have to keep going. There are too many people interested in this who want this information that they have not been provided. Like I have all my life, I want to give. And I've been doing it ever since.
wow. What were you doing before that? What were the topics that you were covering or
The pep talk videos, motivational videos. I would dance around in my room and encourage people the same ways that I would encourage myself before going to school.
Mhm.
It was full of joy on there, and it's definitely made its way into my Fast Black History series.
Wow. That's really impressive and really beautiful. And I also heard you say that it was also to fill in the gaps. And those gaps are filled in for everyone that hears you, everyone that watches you, because it's not just, there aren't only Black children who perhaps don't get enough insight into Black history. There's also children who are not of color who are being miseducated and misinformed. And what you build up on straw can't stand. So it's a good way. Uh, the work that you've done and the work that you continue to do helps to build a stronger foundation for everyone, because you got to start from the truth.
Yeah, I agree. It's been wonderful. The response has been wonderful.